In a world that moves at lightning speed, where social media has turned private lives into public spectacles, it's easy to fall into the trap of sharing everything. From our deepest struggles to our biggest dreams, we feel the need to put it all out there, to be seen, to be heard, to be validated. But wisdom, true wisdom, teaches us that silence is sometimes the most powerful tool we have. Buddhism reminds us that attachment to external validation leads to suffering. The Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within, do not seek it without." There is strength in knowing what to share and what to keep sacred. Today, let's talk about 5 things you should never share openly, and why keeping them close to your heart will bring you peace, clarity, and a stronger path to enlightenment. 1. Your plans. The power of silent progress. When you have a vision, a goal, or a dream, it's natural to want to share it with the world. After all, we live in a culture that celebrates speaking things into existence. But here's the truth. Your dreams are delicate. Like a small sapling, they need time to root themselves before they can withstand the storms of doubt and negativity. Buddhism teaches us the importance of right intention, samma sankha, having clarity in your aspirations without the need for external validation. The moment you expose your plans too soon, they become vulnerable to criticism, jealousy, and doubt, not just from others, but from within yourself. Imagine a monk in meditation. He does not announce his journey towards enlightenment. He simply walks the path, step by step, breath by breath. In the same way, keep your ambitions sacred. Work diligently in silence. When the time comes, let your results, not your words, announce your success. There's a reason why the strongest trees grow in the quiet corners of the forest, away from prying eyes and disturbances. They root themselves deeply, anchoring into the earth, growing in strength long before they ever tower above the rest. Your dreams must be nurtured in the same way. Resist the urge to seek applause before your foundation is solid. The world is full of voices, some encouraging, others filled with doubt. When you lay your plans bare too soon, you invite not just support, but also skepticism. Even well-meaning advice can cast shadows of uncertainty, causing you to question your path. The greatest artists, thinkers, and leaders have often worked in solitude, perfecting their craft before unveiling it to the world. Imagine an architect designing a breathtaking structure. Before the first brick is laid, before the public sees the grandeur, there is silence, intense focus, intricate planning, refining every detail behind closed doors. Your ambitions deserve the same sacred space. Moreover, when you keep your plans private, you grant yourself the freedom to adapt without external pressure. Sometimes, our paths shift, our goals evolve, and the ability to pivot without scrutiny is a gift. The dream you whisper to yourself today may grow into something even greater tomorrow, but only if you allow it the space to flourish without interference. And when the time is right, when your vision has transformed from an idea into a tangible reality, that's when the world will take notice. Not because you sought attention, but because your success speaks for itself. There is an unmatched power in allowing your work to be the proof of your dedication rather than words alone. So move in silence. Let your actions speak louder than any announcement ever could. Trust the process, trust yourself, and when the moment comes, let the world witness, not because you told them to, but because your progress is undeniable. 2. Your personal struggles, protecting your inner sanctuary. Life is full of hardships, loss, illness, failure, betrayal. We all carry burdens, and there is great relief in seeking support. But not everyone who listens does so with compassion. Some listen to judge, some listen to gossip, and some listen only to compare your suffering to their own. Buddhism teaches us about the impermanence of suffering, dukkha. Pain is inevitable, But suffering is a choice. The more we dwell on our hardships, the more we feed them. When we share our struggles with those who do not truly understand, we risk being consumed by their reactions, whether pity, unsolicited advice, or indifference. There is a Zen story of a monk carrying a woman across a river. Hours later, his companion chastised him, saying, "We are not supposed to touch women." The monk replied, "I set her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" In the same way, do not let your struggles define you. Carry them only as long as necessary, then set them down. Share them only with those who can truly help you lighten the load. The human heart is not meant to be an open book for just anyone to read. It holds moments of joy, grief, and transformation, but it must be guarded wisely. Choose your confidants carefully, those who can offer wisdom rather than mere words. Some will listen just to have something to talk about. Others will use your vulnerability to their advantage. Do not let your story become currency for idle gossip. Silence does not mean isolation. Rather, it is the practice of discernment. Seek counsel from those who have walked similar paths, those who can guide you rather than judge you. True strength is found in quiet resilience, in the ability to hold your struggles with grace, rather than seeking external validation. Let your healing be private. Not every wound needs to be displayed, nor every scar explained. Growth happens in the quiet spaces, where no one is watching, where you mend yourself piece by piece, learning, evolving, and emerging stronger than before. And when you do rise, let it be not because you sought sympathy, but because you reclaimed your power. True peace does not come from the acknowledgement of others. It comes from within. 3. Your finances. The illusion of wealth. Money has a strange power over people. It can build bridges, but it can also burn them. Whether you have more than enough or just enough to get by, one thing is certain: sharing too much about your financial situation invites unnecessary attention. Buddhism teaches us non-attachment, upekkha. Wealth is fleeting, and defining ourselves by it leads only to suffering. If you flaunt prosperity, you invite envy. If you confess financial struggle, you risk pity or exploitation. A wise man once said, "A full purse draws many friends, but an empty one reveals the true ones." Consider the tale of a man who inherited a fortune and, wanting to appear generous, openly shared his wealth with everyone he met. At first, he was surrounded by laughter and admiration. People praised his generosity, his kindness. But as time passed and his wealth began to dwindle, so did his so-called friends. One by one, they disappeared until he found himself alone. The lesson: wealth may attract many, but only true character sustains meaningful connections. On the other hand, revealing financial hardship too openly can invite an equally troubling fate. There are those who will use your struggles against you, either by looking down on you, treating you with pity instead of respect, or by offering help laced with hidden expectations. Not every outstretched hand is one of kindness. Some come seeking leverage. Instead of seeking validation through material wealth, cultivate the richness of inner peace. Financial status is temporary, but the values you uphold, the wisdom you embody, and the peace you nurture within yourself are lasting. When you detach from wealth as a measure of self-worth, you free yourself from the chains of societal pressure. True prosperity is found not in the weight of your wallet, but in the lightness of your spirit. So keep your financial affairs private, not out of secrecy, but out of wisdom. Walk the middle path, where money is neither worshipped nor despised, but simply understood for what it is, a tool, not a master. 4. Your good deeds. The true nature of giving, generosity, is a cornerstone of Buddhism dharma. But true generosity asks for nothing in return, not even recognition. The moment you announce your good deeds, they become tainted with ego. If kindness is performed for applause, is it truly kindness? The Buddha taught that the left hand should not know what the right hand gives. When you help someone, do so in silence, expecting nothing in return. Let your compassion be a quiet force that ripples outward without need for acknowledgement. There is a story of a great king who gave endlessly to the poor, but he wore a mask so no one could recognize him. Only upon his death did the world learn of his generosity. That is true giving, pure, selfless, and free from the need for validation. True kindness is a force that requires no audience. Imagine a candle burning in the dark. Its light is no less bright, simply because no one is watching. In fact, its glow is perhaps even more profound in solitude. A truly generous heart gives not because it seeks acknowledgement, but because giving is its natural state. A man once asked a monk, "If no one knows of my charity, does it even matter?" The monk replied, "Does the tree that bears fruit need an audience to be generous?" The essence of giving lies not in how many people witness it, but in the intention behind it. And yet in today's world, good deeds are often broadcasted for likes, shares, and validation. But true generosity does not need applause. When you give because you want to, because your soul compels you to do so. Whether or not anyone sees it, the energy of kindness extends beyond the act itself. It moves through the world, touching lives in ways unseen. The ripple effect of silent generosity is immeasurable. A single act of quiet kindness can inspire someone to do the same, setting off a chain reaction of goodness. And in that, true impact is made, not through recognition, but through the invisible yet powerful force of selfless giving. So the next time you extend a hand, do it in quiet sincerity. Give not for recognition, but for the simple joy of helping another soul, because the purest form of generosity is the one that seeks nothing in return. 5. Your next move. The wisdom of patience. Life is a game of strategy, much like chess. Reveal your next move too soon, and you give others the chance to interfere. Some may doubt you, others may discourage you, and a few might even attempt to block your path. Buddhism teaches us mindfulness sati, the art of being present in each step of our journey. You do not need to rush to the finish line, nor do you need to announce each step you take. Instead, walk with quiet confidence, trusting that your journey will unfold as it should. A farmer does not dig up his seeds every day to see if they are growing. He waters them, nurtures them, and waits patiently. Your next move should be the same. Cultivate it in silence, and when the time is right, let it blossom naturally. Just like the river carves its path through stone with quiet persistence, your journey unfolds most powerfully when executed with patience and intention. The most profound transformations happen away from the spotlight, where focus and dedication thrive without interference. Moreover, when you keep your next steps private, you safeguard your energy. The moment you share your plans prematurely, you invite opinions, expectations, and even resistance. Some will question your path, others may project their fears onto you. In contrast, when you move in silence, you allow yourself the space to grow freely, unburdened by external noise. The greatest victories are often those that are built quietly, away from the eyes of the world, only to emerge in undeniable brilliance. Let your progress speak for itself. Let your results be your announcement. And when the time is right, when you have nurtured your plans and cultivated your path, the world will see, not because you told them, but because the impact of your work is unmistakable. Silence is not emptiness, it is presence. It is the space where clarity is found, where wisdom takes root, and where true power is cultivated. The world may rush to speak, to announce, to prove itself, But those who understand the depth of silence move differently. They act with certainty, with patience, and with an unshakable sense of purpose. The Buddha once said, "Three things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth." When you move with quiet wisdom, your actions will speak louder than any declaration. Your success, your growth, your transformation, these need no introduction. They will shine on their own. So guard your energy, nurture your peace, and remember, not everything needs to be shared. Walk your path with grace, knowing that true power does not seek recognition. It simply exists, steady, unwavering, and profoundly strong. If this wisdom resonates with you, take a deep breath, center yourself, and move forward with quiet confidence. The world will see your light, not because you demand it, but because true wisdom illuminates effortlessly.